Hi all, welcome to my channel. I am Mark, this is Mark's Mods, and today guys we are going to be doing our U96 build. So we are going to do issue 89 of Build the U96, and we are back on the detail again today. So we'll be doing some more work in the electric room right at the back of the U96. Last week was rather quick because there was only a metal panel to do, but this week we are back on it. So I don't know how long this is going to take, but I'm fairly looking forward to it because when you step back and you look at the detail after you've built it, it really does look absolutely amazing. Anyway, let's get over to the build desk. So with all that said, let's get modelling. Okay, so issue 89 is the main switchboard. Brilliant. Okay, so first we need is this part here. Now this is the main switchboard field regulators 1 and 2. And what we're simply going to be doing is we've got two wheels here. We're going to be putting this one into there and then this one on top. So I'm going to use some glue just to pop into there. Put that one in. And then a tiny bit more glue just in the center here. Then we can get our next wheel. And that just slotted really nice into there. Okay, so with that done, we're going to move on. The next part we need is this part here. This is the starter, contact and circuit breaker. And we've also got some very tiny details here and here. So we're going to be putting these on. So these are actually going to go into this. Just show you an example. Just like so. But you guessed it, they need to be glued in. Now I'm going to get a cocktail stick because I've got a bit of build-up of glue on my pin vise. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a cocktail stick and use that just to get down into there. Now the only thing about using a cocktail stick is it absorbs the glue quite easily, with it being wood, so you need to sort of dip it and then kind of dip it again. So let's get this in. That's one in there. And I do need to put one onto here. It's one of the reasons I stopped using cocktail sticks for glue, because like I said, you open up a new one, you have to, wait until you sort of the glue's dried on the cocktail stick before you can really use it. So that's why I went with the pin vise. Okay, the next detail, which is detail D, that's just going to go into this piece part here. So again, I'm going to use the cocktail stick. And we'll get this piece in. Just use my tweezers on this one. Now these are the smallest details we're actually going to deal with today. And that just fits in there beautifully. So that is what that detail is now looking like. Okay, so what we need to do next is we need to bring this big sort of plate across, because we're going to be putting pieces onto this. So the first piece it wants to put on is this here. Now this is the fuse box, and that's just going to simply go onto the points just there. Does need to be glued though. Just put some glue on the inside of these tabs. Okay, so that is in there like so. Next, we need this part here. Now this part is the voltmeter and ammeter or AM meter. That's going to be going on just here. Okay, make sure you get this the correct way around. Okay, then this piece which we worked on first of all, the main switchboard field regulators, that's going to go onto the end like that. So again, some more glue to hold that in. Okay, so that's in there like so. Next, we need this piece that we worked on. That's going to be going on to here. A lot going on today in this build. Okay, so that's on there. Then we need this, which is the main switchboard. So checking to make sure we get this correct, this is just going to go into there. Again, this needs to be glued. Now I've got a sneaky suspicion coming up we're going to have a load of levers on here to put in, and I'll show you why in a sec. Okay, the reason why is if you see here we've got all holes just in there, so I'm thinking we're going to have levers and whatnot to put in there, so that's going to be jolly good fun. But that's in place now. That's all we need to do in this stage. Right, so what we need next is we need this part here and this part here. They're not really naming these, but what he wants us to do is he wants us to put this into there like so. I'm just thinking on your work surface, detach the main parts of the could plate and apply some glue to the narrow end of H. Okay, so it wants a bit of glue on here. It's a bit strange because normally you just sandwich it in, but okay. There must be a reason why. Don't forget the gold cocktail stick on. Okay, so this is just going to go into here like so. Just waiting for this to dry a little bit. No, not just a little bit more. Okay. Next, what it wants us to do is it wants us to get this piece here, and we're going to sort of cover this. And again, we're using a bit more glue. Just like so. Then, what we do, I'm just double checking. It says take the base plate to which you attach the port left electric motor kit. 87, apply some glue. Right, so what it wants us to do is it wants us to get this. And this is going to be going onto, basically, onto this. So, like there. Okay, so I'm going to have to get some more glue. I think today's episode was sponsored by Super Glue. Okay, so I'm just going to hold that in there. Just like so. Okay, so that is now attached. And that is actually all there is to do in this issue. Now I'm looking forward to the next one. And yes, it does look like we've got levers and bits and pieces to do, so it's correct there. But that is issue 89. Now we are left with this piece on a sprue. It's not asked us to do anything with it in this issue, so yeah, we'll just have to wait and see on that one. But that's nicely done now. And then also we've got the main switchboard looking like that. Looks great. Anyway, guys, that is issue 89 complete. Well, guys, that wasn't too bad. I actually thoroughly enjoyed that. I think I'm getting, well, not, I know I've got used to the detail now, and it's actually a pleasure to work on it. I think the early days of this build, it was a little bit, can I do this? And yeah, I'm getting there with it, which is the main thing, but the detail is just second to none on this build. I think the Bismarck would be the most detailed build I've seen, but this is very close behind it, to be honest with you, with all the detail inside. And I have been watching the German builders. They are ahead of us. They're nearly coming to the end of their builds over there, and the conning tower and all the bits on top look absolutely unbelievably amazing. It really does. So onwards and upwards with this build. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, please could you give it a massive thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified of any future videos. But as for always, stay safe and bye for now.